Now join us in hearing from student leader Lupita Carranza, our opening presenter. And Lupita will be discussing lessons learned while overcoming the fears of being a student leader. Lupita?
Thanks, Jess. So now I will show my screen.
Looks good.
Okay. So my name is Lupita Carranza, and a year ago today, I took a role as a student leader for a professional organization. Here are some lessons I learned along the way. First lesson, fear. Don't let fear keep you from becoming a leader. I admit, taking on a leadership position was frightening for me. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know where I would end, if there would be someone to help me along the way, or if it was the right direction for me. I was afraid of being criticized, of failing, and letting my team down. And I realize now that I was much more concerned about what others would say of my performance as a leader than the actual challenges that came with it. What I was experiencing was the fear of being a student leader. Now, let's talk about fear. What is fear? How does fear hold us back and how to conquer it? Fear is powerful enough to keep us from achieving our goals and living our best lives. It can feed stagnation and keep us from taking advantage of opportunities. Many people are living in the self-made prisons of their own fears. Second lesson, failure. You will fail, but you choose how to react to it and what you do to overcome those challenges. The first major issue was that we were still in the middle of a pandemic and members had become apathetic towards the organization. This is where I learned that not everything will go as planned and that it's okay. It's helpful to create a plan and be prepared for it to change. This is a moment for you to use your critical thinking skills. How do I address your concerns and consider our current circumstances? And here is where I listen to my team and consider the feedback they give. I let them know I care about their opinion and let them incorporate their ideas. I let them take lead on their own projects, provide guidance when needed, and set flexible deadlines. While small goals are achieved, there's still continual progress. Third lesson, know your values. Passion dies, refocus. What values do you hold and how will you carry out your mission? Leadership can be difficult and sometimes you may want to quit. This is where I emphasize the concept of refocusing on your values and purpose. I lost myself when I tried to increase member participation. I became distressed when I couldn't help everyone. Did I want to quit? Yes. I thought about it, so then I took a step back to reflect. What am I doing? Why did I choose to leave? Here, I recognized 3 important values for me: commitment, honesty, and personal growth. Commitment. Commitment with my team because I believed I couldn't leave anything unfinished that I had already started. I was not going to leave them because I can't leave when something gets hard. I can't run from my problems, but only face them confidently. Honesty, specifically honesty with myself. What's wrong? Why am I not happy? What can I do to change it? And realizing I needed help and knowing how to accept it. Personal growth. This was my purpose. I like to constantly improve myself and help those around me to do the same. This is why I wanted to lead. So instead, I focused on those who did participate. I focused on my team of 5. They were much more passionate and motivated to improve their professional development. I dedicated my time to build their professionalism. This included from practicing their public speaking to event planning and constructing the best resume. I set weekly meetings where each would take turns to present. Some of these presentations were timed, some were about themselves, while others were about randomly selected topics, and others included fun activities such as tongue twisters. The growth I would see every time was impressive. By the end of the year, not only did I create a strong, successful team, I created 5 future leaders. This was my biggest accomplishment because building future leaders is a long-lasting achievement. Fourth lesson, potential. I don't like when people say they don't believe they can be a leader. I think everyone has the potential to be a leader. Everyone has the potential to be a leader when they use their ability to influence and act. In general, leaders tap into the influence because they see themselves as an active agent in the situation. Being an active agent means you read a situation, decide what is important, and you act. Here are some strategies I learned along the way. There will be a moment when you will no longer want to keep being the leader. You will have to choose between giving up or finding new strategies to keep motivating your team and yourself. Ask for help when you need it. Asking for help does not make you less of a leader. When you try to do everything on your own, you're leading yourself to self-sabotage. Just because you're the leader, it doesn't mean you stop working on yourself. Make sure that you are constantly learning and improving yourself professionally and personally. Continue to work on your professional development and take care of your mental health. Don't get comfortable in your environment. If there's something you don't like, think about how you can change it. Get advice from your advisors, professors, or any mentor figure. They will not always have an answer to your worries, but will provide guidance and clarity to your next steps. So what lessons did I learn while overcoming the fears of being a student leader? I learned, don't let fear keep you from becoming a leader. You will fail, but you choose how you react to it and what you will do to overcome those challenges. Know your values. Passion dies. Refocus. What values do you hold and how will you carry out your mission? And lastly, I think everyone has the potential to be a leader. Now, thank you to Margo of Souza and the Leadership Conference Planning Committee for giving me the opportunity to speak today. I hope I was able to inspire some of my fellow students to engage in leadership. I especially hope to see more women leaders as there are not many of us. Our voices deserve to be uplifted and have an equal platform. And now I would like to end with some closing words. Fear is an enemy in disguise. Don't let it deceive you.
Thank you so much, Lupita, for your beautiful presentation. You know, I love that you touched on fear, right? It's something that actually Margo talks about quite a bit, right? Margo says very often, do it afraid, right? Do it afraid. And so it's beautiful that you also feel that same way. Thank you so much, Lupita, for sharing the lessons that you've learned. And I'm really excited to root for you and continue to see your growth as a leader this academic year, once you graduate and beyond. Thank you so much, Lupita, for your presentation, your time, and your leadership.